Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. Kevin's unexpected return to Port Charles is sending shockwaves everywhere, and while most people assumed his homecoming would heal old wounds, the reality is turning out to be far more complicated. His presence is stirring up buried tensions, unresolved secrets, and emotional landmines that could ultimately destroy the very relationship he's trying to protect. From the outside, it might look like Kevin is simply stepping back into his old life, reconnecting with the people he loves, and hoping to restore the normalcy he once had. But beneath that hopeful exterior lies a man grappling with guilt, fear, and the weight of choices he can no longer outrun. And for his marriage, the timing couldn't be worse. Every move he makes seems to create new doubts, new insecurities, and new opportunities for the hard truths he's avoided to come roaring back. In Port Charles, nothing stays buried for long, and Kevin is already finding out that absence doesn't just make the heart grow fonder. Sometimes it makes people realize how much has changed. His partner has been carrying the emotional load alone, dealing with crises, making difficult decisions, and stepping into roles they never anticipated. With Kevin gone, independence took root. New bonds formed. New confidences were shared. And while those bonds might not have started out as romantic, some lines are already blurring. Kevin's return, instead of bringing comfort, is spotlighting just how much distance grew between them while he was away. The tension becomes even more apparent every time Kevin tries to slip seamlessly back into his old routines. He expects connection, but what he finds is hesitation. He expects warmth, but instead gets caution. He walks into rooms where conversations abruptly stop, where glances are exchanged behind his back, and where secrets feel like they're sitting on the edge of every interaction. The harder he tries to reestablish closeness, the more obvious it becomes that things are no longer as they were. His instincts as a psychiatrist tell him something is off, something deeper than stress or exhaustion. But what troubles him most is the sense that he's the last person being told the truth. Kevin's marriage has survived its share of difficult chapters, but this time the turmoil doesn't come from external threats or twisted plots. It comes from emotional disconnect, from choices both of them made, and from the question they've been avoiding. Can their relationship survive when trust has eroded quietly, slowly, and almost imperceptibly? While Kevin was gone, his partner had to adapt. They developed a deeper reliance on someone else in Port Charles, someone who filled the emotional space Kevin once occupied. Maybe it started as friendship. Maybe it began as mutual support. But to Kevin, it looks like an emotional replacement, something that threatens him more than he wants to admit. He tries to ignore the signs, but they're everywhere. The subtle shift in tone when his partner speaks to this other person. The nervous energy whenever the three of them are in the same room. The way phone calls go unanswered when Kevin walks in. The way memories from the time he was gone are glossed over or explained too quickly. None of these things are smoking guns, but together they paint a picture Kevin can't ignore. He's always been intuitive, always able to read people with ease. But what happens when the truth he sees is one he doesn't want to face? His own guilt complicates everything. Kevin didn't just disappear. He left during a time when his partner needed him most. He told himself he was protecting them. He told himself he was handling crises they shouldn't have been involved in. But now, he's realizing that absence, even when well-intentioned, can fracture trust. Even if he didn't betray his partner, he wasn't there when they were struggling, and someone else was. And in a place like Port Charles, where emotional bonds can shift quickly and loyalties can be tested overnight, that's enough to start unraveling a marriage. Kevin's instincts push him toward the truth, but every question he asks seems to create more discomfort. His partner insists nothing is wrong, but their eyes say something else. Their forced reassurances feel like scripted lines rather than genuine comfort. The more Kevin pushes, the more they pull away. And the more they pull away, the more determined Kevin becomes to uncover what really happened while he was gone. It's a cycle neither of them seems able to break, and it's slowly turning their home into a battleground of unspoken resentment. But the story takes an even more intense turn when Kevin uncovers a secret he was never supposed to find out. He overhears a conversation between his partner and their mysterious confidant, a conversation filled with emotional undertones that go far beyond friendship. The words he hears are vague, but the message is unmistakable. Something happened while he was gone, something meaningful enough that both of them are determined to keep it hidden. Whether it was emotional, physical, or something in between, it's clear they formed a bond that threatens Kevin's place in the relationship. The discovery sends Kevin spiraling. He's angry, but more than that, he's heartbroken. He's always believed communication is the key to survival in relationships, yet the one person who should trust him most chose silence. And the silence hurts more than the secret itself. Suddenly, every small suspicion, every unanswered question, every hesitant glance becomes part of a bigger picture he can no longer deny. The sense of betrayal is overwhelming, but what makes it worse is the realization that he might have driven his partner into someone else's arms without ever meaning to. Kevin begins questioning his own actions, wondering whether his decision to leave, even temporarily, created a void too big to fill. He starts replaying every moment leading up to his departure, searching for signs he should have seen earlier. He becomes consumed with self-doubt, torn between anger at his partner and guilt for abandoning them emotionally long before he physically left. He wants to confront them, but he fears that doing so might reveal truths he's not ready to hear. His partner, meanwhile, is caught between two worlds. They still love Kevin, but they also can't deny the bond they formed during his absence. They've been trying to maintain peace, trying to keep the marriage intact, trying to bury the feelings that complicate everything. But Kevin's return makes all those buried emotions rise to the surface. The more Kevin tries to reclaim his place in their life, the more conflicted they become. Guilt weighs heavily on them, but so does confusion. They're torn between loyalty to their marriage and the emotional vulnerability they shared with someone else. The situation intensifies when Kevin finally decides he can't stay silent anymore. He approaches his partner with honesty, telling them he knows something is wrong and he won't allow their marriage to collapse under the weight of unspoken truths. But instead of clarity, the conversation explodes into frustration. His partner feels cornered, pressured, and overwhelmed. They insist nothing inappropriate happened, but their trembling voice and evasive explanations only add fuel to Kevin's suspicions. Each word becomes another crack in the fragile structure of their relationship. What Kevin doesn't know is that his partner is facing their own internal war. They didn't intend for any emotional connection to develop. It grew out of loneliness, stress, and a desperate need for companionship at a time when Kevin wasn't there. The feelings were unexpected, confusing, and unwanted. But once feelings grow, they don't simply disappear, even if they're never acted on physically. And now Kevin's return has forced them to confront emotions they hoped would fade quietly with time. As Kevin digs deeper into what really happened, he begins questioning the future of their marriage. He wonders whether love is enough to rebuild trust once it's been fractured. He sees the hesitation in his partner's eyes, the uncertainty that lingers whenever the topic of their relationship comes up. It scares him because for the first time, he's beginning to wonder if the marriage he's trying so hard to save is already slipping away. The emotional disconnect begins spilling into everyday life. Small disagreements blow up into arguments. Moments that should be intimate feel awkward and tense. They sit at the same table but feel miles apart. Kevin wants to fix things, but every attempt feels like he's patching holes in a sinking ship. His partner wants to move forward, but they can't shake the emotional storm raging inside them. And the third person in this triangle, whether they admit it or not, still lingers in the background, creating doubt in every decision. Rumors begin circulating in Port Charles, whispers of Kevin's marital trouble spreading faster than he can contain. And with each rumor, the pressure mounts. Everyone has an opinion, everyone thinks they know what's best, and everyone seems eager to predict that Kevin's marriage is on borrowed time. Kevin hates the gossip, but what hurts most is knowing that for once, the rumors might be right. What comes next will determine everything. Kevin must confront not just his partner, but himself. He must decide whether he can forgive emotional betrayal, whether he can rebuild the foundation of trust that's been shaken. His partner must decide whether their feelings for Kevin are strong enough to overcome the bond they formed elsewhere. And the third person must decide whether to fight for their connection, step back out of respect, or reveal truths that could shatter the marriage completely. Right now, The future of Kevin's marriage hangs in a delicate balance. His surprising return was supposed to mark a new beginning, but instead it's forcing all the hidden fractures into the light. And unless they find a way to navigate the storm honestly, openly, and with courage, this return might not heal the marriage. It might end it. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.